The Lakers are 45-15. They beat Denver on Sunday here. Starting lineups tonight brought to you by Labatt's, and the Pacers return to the lineup that has started the most this year. Tonight, this will be the 12th time this lineup has started, with Roy Hibbert back in the middle, Troy Murphy and Danny Granger the forwards, Brandon Rush and Earl Watson the guards. You heard from Jim O'Brien with Clark Kellogg in Pacers Live pregame presented by Community Health Network that he would make the switch to the bigger lineup because, again, in matchup number one, LA got off to a terrific start with Andrew Bynum. And so Jim O'Brien back with Hibbert in the middle. For the Lakers, the defending world champions, Ron Artest and Pau Gasol the forwards, Andrew Bynum in the middle, Kobe Bryant and Derek Fisher are the guards. While Indiana has used 22 lineups, LA has used just 7, and this one will start for the 34th time this year. And the legendary coach of the Lakers, 10 titles, 6 in Chicago and 4 here with the Lakers, Phil Jackson, 541 wins as the Lakers head man, 1,086 in his 19 years as an NBA head coach. Indiana plays tonight with just 10 players in uniform. You know about Jeff Foster and Tyler Hansbrough continue to be out due to injury. Travis Diener was waived yesterday. Solomon Jones serving a 1-game suspension. And Luther Head not with the team for personal reasons. He is back with his family in Chicago. So, not a lot of depth sitting on that Indiana bench, Clark.
Not very much at all, so the margin of error cut even thinner. But you go with who you have, and hopefully the Pacers can be aggressive and make shots early and often to give themselves a chance to compete against an elite team, the team that's favored by many to win it all again. Well,
you saw Kobe Bryant. This is a guy, 28 points per game, missed 5 games due to leg and ankle injuries. The last 3 games, 33% from the field. Sunday, in their win here against Denver, his second worst field goal percentage shooting night of his career. He was 3 of 17.
Chris, you can look at that in 2 ways. Will the shooting struggles continue, or will he break out of it in a big way here tonight?
This is a Lakers team that really has struggled putting points on the board, but it has not stopped them from winning. Here's Ron Artest, the former Pacer. Misses the jump shot, but Gasol has the rebound. And the last time these teams played, a huge advantage on the glass. The Lakers 62-42.
Plus 20, as you indicated there, Chris. And that was pretty good defense on the initial shot attempt. But the Pacers have to finish off the defensive play with the rebound.
And there's a loose ball, and it's picked up by the Lakers. Ahead now to Gasol, and Gasol with a left hand missed it, and Rush gets his second rebound. So Indiana escapes that. The turnover should have led to points, but Gasol not able to score. Now Hibbert back in the starting lineup. His jump shot no good, and Gasol has the Lakers rebound.
You know, in talking to Jim O'Brien before the game, he talked about the need for his team to be aggressive, for the Pacers to attack, move the ball, move themselves, and get high-quality shots. And at the defensive end, really be intent on challenging perimeter shots by the Lakers. There you see good low-post position there, and you allow Bynum to catch it that deep. You're asking for trouble if you're Roy Hibbert.
And the issue for Indiana is depth. They have just 10 players and depth inside. They really have just 3 big players, and that's Hibbert, Murphy in the starting lineup, and Josh McRoberts. And this is when you really know that you miss Jeff Foster and Tyler Hansbrough. We've not talked about them for some time. They have been sidelined for a long time.
Yeah.
But without Solomon Jones, Josh McRoberts, the young guy out of Carmel, he's going to be counted on tonight.
He may very well get some extended playing time. We'll see how it unfolds. We know that Jim O'Brien at some point will go to the small lineup with Danny Granger at the power forward position. And that'll dictate whether or not we see more or any of Josh McRoberts.
So the Pacers have the ball, trailing 2-0 here early, first 90 seconds. At Staples Center in Los Angeles, tomorrow night in Portland. Second try from Hibbert, and he missed it badly.
That's a shot Roy can make and has to make if he's going to be defended as softly as he has been on the first 2 possessions by Bynum.
And that's a foul on Brandon Rush. And Kobe Bryant to the free throw line. And the thing thing about Indiana, they can ill afford to put this Lakers team on the line. They're a good free throw shooting team, 10th of the league at 77%. And as we all know, and the fans that have watched all year long, Indiana dead last in the league in they're number one in fouls, or however you want to look at it, 30th. And the opponents against the Pacers have shot the most free throws of anybody in the league. As you look at the all-time leaders, Kobe Bryant passed Jerry West earlier this year, and most recently he became 13th on the NBA all-time list. In fact, last Wednesday against Dallas, he passed Reggie Miller.
That's right. Exactly right. Continues to climb the scoring ladder, and you mentioned the free throw discrepancy. The Pacers are minus 320 free throw attempts on the season, which has led to being minus 184 points from the line.
And that is knocked out of bounds. So Kobe Bryant first all-time with the Lakers, 13th overall, and the most career points with one team. John Havlicek, over 26,000. Kobe Bryant with 25,000. And, of course, Reggie Miller, his 18-year career in Indiana. Granger can't get it to go. And Fisher has the rebound for the Lakers. Kobe nearly lost the ball. All the points for the Lakers at the free throw line. Both teams are 0 of 3 from the field, trying to draw his second foul on Rush, and that's short. And Bryant was looking back at Gary Zielinski. He wanted a foul call, but I didn't think Rush got him. Here's Rush for the three.
Good aggressive stroke by Brandon Rush. Kobe Bryant late getting to him, and Brandon made him pay.
Brandon Rush has been a 50% three-point field goal shooter since mid-January. It's a 4-3 Lakers lead. Interesting matchup to watch will be Granger guarding Artest. Here's a three from Kobe, and that's short. So early on, the shooting woes continue. That's a bad pass by Murphy. It is off the foot of Bryant. He was looking to get a steal and try to get one in the basket.
I never like to see a guy get a defensive rebound and pass the ball behind him to the outlet guard. That outlet guard has to get between the circles, between the three-point line and the half-court line. And Murphy is a guy who's capable of dribbling the ball, so if he can't pass it forward, then he needs to dribble it out himself and then get it to a guard later. And Brandon Rush has staked the Pacers to an early 2-point lead with back-to-back threes.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant got lost on a pair of screens. Here is Bynum with a jump hook, rebounded by Murphy.
Well, just the kind of start you would want if you're Indiana. The Lakers struggling to put the ball in the basket, and the Pacers, after a slow start themselves, have been able to get two good looks from behind the arc from Brandon Rush.
Now Murphy looking for three. He takes it inside and dunks it home. And that's where respecting the three-point shot of Murphy got Gasol in trouble.
You called it, partner. Show the ball when you've got a stroke like Murphy does. You can get that defender leaning and off balance and take him to the cleaners.
So now 8 straight Indiana points, but Bryant gets loose, and that's the second foul on Hibbert.
Unfortunate break there, because Brandon Rush was in decent position until he fell out of the frame. And that put Roy Hibbert in a tough spot trying to defend the basket against Bryant. I thought Hibbert did a pretty good job as we take a look at Troy Murphy. Hesitation dribble. Got himself all the way to the rim with no resistance.
Couple of threes for Brandon Rush here early in the first quarter. Roy Hibbert to the bench. We've not played 4 minutes with 2 personal fouls. And Bryant at the free throw line. LA now 5 of 5, and as we called it, Josh McRoberts is the first man in. And the 23-year-old in his 3rd year out of Duke is going to have to give Indiana some minutes tonight, as Bryant is now 4 of 4. He has 4 of the 6, and it's 8-6 Indiana. Pacers got off to a good start last year here in this building, lost by 2 on a Kobe Bryant jumper in the final seconds. Here's Murphy. It's no good. Look at McRoberts get the rebound. Murphy misses the 3, tipped by Watson out of bounds, and that's Lakers basketball. But that's what you're going to get from Josh McRoberts. Activity.
Showed you there his ability to pursue the ball. Boy, the Pacers not capitalizing fully on this slow start by L.A. And when you're a team that's undermanned, undersized, a decided underdog. You want to take advantage of every opportunity you get when the home team is struggling.
Granger misses the shot. Bynum gets the rebound. Granger and Artest are matched up. They were teammates during Danny's rookie season. Artest took Danny under his wing a little bit. That's tipped out of bounds by McRoberts. And Phil Jackson has seen enough here in the first 4 minutes and 44 seconds. Pretty good start for Indiana. They've held LA without a field goal. Indiana leads by 2.
No comment about that dance. Roy's just taking dance classes on the low, and he's just trying to work on his little footwork and dancing, so it paid off for him tonight.
That was the worst thing I've ever seen, but hey, if you keep playing like that when he does it, that's fine.
Makes the dunks, he can do whatever he wants.
Do whatever you want, he's dunking on people.
That was Saturday night at Conseco Fieldhouse. Roy Hibbert, 12 points, 7 rebounds as the Pacers knocked off the Chicago Bulls 100-90. The first quarter, a quick one for Roy. A couple of fouls in the first 4 minutes, and he'll be seated on the bench. That's brought Josh McRoberts in. And as we return to action, the Pacers have an 8-6 lead. Dante Jones and Roy Hibbert both got into the dunking competition on Saturday, and maybe the dancing competition as well. We'll have more on that here later in the game. 8-6 Indiana. With Clark Kellogg, I'm Chris Canary here at Staples Center as Gasol has it inside, and it's short, and still the Lakers have not scored from the field.
Well, and you feel like the Pacers should be up a little more than they are. Only a 2-point cushion. The Lakers struggling to find the basket, and Danny Granger with a strong drive and unable to convert. Boy, a couple of shots have gone around and out, and that was an excellent drive by Granger that he didn't finish.
And you're right. Right now, just a 2-point lead as Bryant throws it right through the hands of Bynum. This reminds me of how Indiana and Dallas played.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Oh, there's the alley-oop to McRoberts. And it's a 10-6 Pacers lead. It was a night at the American Airlines Center where the Mavericks were not on their game, but the Pacers could not take advantage.
Did not step on it early when the Mavericks were struggling. And in games like that, Chris, the superior team only needs a couple of segments to be able to take control. Andrew Bynum was just frozen. Good alert play both by McRoberts and Earl Watson, taking advantage of a napping Andrew Bynum.
Roberts comes in averaging 3 points per game. He guards Gasol with a left hand. First Lakers field goal comes at the 6:20 mark of the first quarter. They had missed their first 7 from the field. Rush trying for his third 3, and Gasol grabs the rebound. Bryant to Gasol, lobs it in, and Bynum scores.
That's where they're so tough. Not only are those guys big, Gasol and Bynum, but they're highly skilled, especially Gasol. He's a terrific passer, an excellent offensive rebounder, can finish with his back to the basket. I mean, he's got the full package for a big guy.
Pacers turn it over. Now Fisher the other way. Blocked by Rush. Knocked it right off the backboard. Granger for 3 at the other end. It's good.
Boy, credit that to the hustle of Brandon Rush. I mean, he took off after he turned that ball over, Chris, and made a magnificent play at the rim.
Those are the things you see from Brandon Rush, and cutting and dunking is Artest. Ron Artest averaging almost 12 points per game. He had just 2 points against Indiana back in January as Granger misses, and Bryant has the rebound. And that's an offensive foul. It's on Andrew Bynum.
Boy, this is an excellent example of outstanding hustle and athleticism by Brandon Rush. Derek Fisher never knew he was coming, and what a play. He turned it over at the foul line and immediately took off in pursuit of Derek Fisher.
And it led to the 3-point shot by Granger. Here's Watson. Played here in L.A. at UCLA. Roberts is no good, and Bynum the rebound. Rebounds early on tied at 9. We've had a lot of missed shots as Gasol has it knocked away with 4:40 to play in quarter number 1. Indiana's 5 of 16 from the field. The Lakers are 3 of 12. Spins on McRoberts underneath. Missed the shot. Bynum the rebound, dunks it in a foul.
They're one of the best teams in the league at second chance points. The Lakers in the top 5 in that category. They get about 15 second chance points a game. And that's always a concern because of the size of the front line. Gasol, the initial shot, and then Bynum working himself right to the offensive glass.
And the Pacers will make a switch as Brandon Rush will take a breather. Dante Jones is in for the first time. And also Indiana right back to the bench as Mike Dunleavy comes in, and he'll replace Troy Murphy. And up off the Lakers bench is their 6th man, Lamar Odom. The last 5 averaging 14 points and 9 rebounds. And on Sunday against the Nuggets, he had 20 points and 12 rebounds and keyed their 4th quarter comeback. Clark, he had 9 points, 8 rebounds in the final 12 minutes.
Yeah, he's one of the most versatile front line players in the league. Unselfish, highly skilled, can handle the ball, pass it, drive it, shoot it, and he's a terrific rebounder.
Watson guarded by Fisher, uses the McRoberts screen. Granger trying to lose Artest. Dunleavy, his 3-point shot no good. Rebound tip. Jones has it for Indiana.
Boy, good effort by Danny Granger to get in the way and keep that ball alive.
Mike Dunleavy had 22 points last year. Hit a 3-point shot to tie it late against the Lakers. Watson inside McRoberts to the basket.
Earl Watson told Josh McRoberts on his last pass to him when Josh settled for the jump shot. Earl told him to get that ball to the rim, and that time Josh did what he was told and got a basket.
He's got a couple of hoops off the bench. That's tipped away by Dunleavy, right back to Kobe. Bryant looks inside again, takes Jones inside and throws it right through Bynum's hands. That's 4 Lakers turnovers, and the Pacers come right back at Derek Fisher. Watson underneath. Dunleavy open for 3. It's good.
Earl finding some room, getting to the basket area and creating shots for folks.
Mike Dunleavy the last 5 games, just 2 of 10 behind the arc. He has struggled all year as Fisher hits the 3. And we're tied at 18. Well, you know he can do that.
Oh, yes, he can. Regardless of what the numbers say, he's always dangerous behind that 3-point line.
But a good start for the Pacers. They have been traditionally a slow starter here in January, February, and now March. But not tonight. We're tied at 18 after 1 in the first on Fox. Get ready for the game with the Community Health Network Pacers Live pregame show with Stacey Page 30 minutes before every Pacers game here on Fox Sports Indiana. Game tied at 18. Let's have our first visit of the night with Stacey Page. Stacey?
Hey, Chris, thank you. You know, when you think of the matchup with Ron Artest and Danny Granger, I know you mentioned it earlier. Of course, these two spent some time together playing with the Indiana Pacers, and Ron Artest's game is designed to drive opponents crazy. Defensively, offensively, that's what he does. But Danny Granger has the luxury of having played a lot of minutes one-on-one against Ron Artest. So this isn't such a bad thing for Danny Granger to see a lot of time on Ron Artest. He's definitely going to be tested, and Ron Artest is one of those guys that's going to make a player better. And that's something that Danny Granger especially appreciates about Ron Artest. Danny's told me that Ron Artest is one of the reasons that he's been able to have more of a mental edge, more toughness. And Ron Artest definitely one of those guys you can always look forward to approach the game with that type of mental toughness. So Danny and Ron, ISO camera on that matchup all day long.
Yeah, it will be great to watch tonight. The Pacers have 7 field goals here in the opening quarter, Clark. All are assisted by Earl Watson.
Yeah, that's a heck of a ratio, and even more unique is the fact that one guy has accounted for all of the assists. But he's found room off the dribble inside, and he's created shots for other people.
Now he's being guarded by Jordan Farmar off the Lakers bench. Shot clock to 3. Here's Granger inside. Watson's got to shoot the 3 and hit it. The Pacers have hit 5 from three-point range here in the opening quarter.
Well, the formula to have a chance here is to make shots, shoot a decent percentage from the three-point line, and then try to find a way to keep the Lakers off the free throw line and be at least somewhat competitive on the backboards. So far, the Pacers have held up in those areas.
Granger now top of the key. His three-point shot is too strong, and Watson keeps it alive. But now the Lakers have it back, just over 2 to play first quarter. Pacers 21 and the Lakers 18. Artest lobs it inside, bad pass. McRoberts the steal. Indiana has it 3-on-1. And McRoberts with a right hand. Kobe Bryant just backed off as he saw McRoberts flying to the rim.
Well, he didn't want to get posterized in the air, so he decided to be posterized on the ground.
And Dante Jones out front is called for the foul, and that will put the Lakers at the free throw line here in quarter number 1. This is the first of 4 straight on the road. The Pacers return to action at Conseco Fieldhouse next Tuesday night, a week from tonight, March 9th, when they host the Philadelphia 76ers. Game time 7 o'clock. Tickets available at Pacers.com. For Kobe Bryant and the Lakers, March is going to have very few appearances here at Staples Center. This is just 1 of 4. In fact, after tonight, 11 of their next 14 on the road.
Yeah, they had a very home-heavy schedule the first half of the year, and as is the case with every team in this league, eventually it evens itself out. So they'll have to be on the road for a while, but that's not anything this team typically worries about.
Well, coaches and front office personnel often look at schedules and look at road trips and how they're grouped, but in the end, anybody will tell you that you play 41 at home and 41 on the road. It just depends on the combination, how it works.
That's exactly right. See if the Pacers can finish off a pretty good quarter in strong fashion here. Want to make sure they get high-quality shots the rest of the way.
Watson hops inside, leaves it off for McRoberts, and he's fouled going to the rim, and that's on Shannon Brown. Brown has just checked in his 4th year out of Michigan State, picked up by the Lakers last year during the midseason in a trade with the Charlotte Bobcats.
Again, Earl Watson doing what he's done all quarter, getting into the lane, drawing defenders, and finding others. Josh Roberts, one that wasn't able to convert, but he does get opportunities at the line here.
The Pacers return to action on Fox Sports Indiana tomorrow night. The road show rolls into Portland to square off with Brandon Roy and the Trailblazers. Coverage begins with the Community Health Network Pacers Live pregame show. We've got it for you tomorrow night at 9:30. 1 of 2 for McRoberts, and the Pacers lead is 4 at 24-20. That's Bryant missing again, but Gasol tips it in. Bryant now 0 for 4. Here's Dante Jones, pushes it up, missed it, but Murphy the rebound. Jones to the basket, knocked away and taken by Lamar Odom. Final minute, first quarter. Farmar, his three-point shot perfect. And Jordan Farmar, averaging 8 points per game off the Lakers bench, hits their first 3 of the night. And Dunleavy has his second field goal, his first 2-pointer. And the Pacers back in front, 26-25. Farmar again. Here's McRoberts inside with a right hand. Got it. 9 first quarter points off the bench for Josh McRoberts.
Very productive segment here for Josh Roberts, and Earl Watson continues to get into the lane and find teammates.
McRoberts now is guarding Odom. Farmar also went off the Lakers bench. Bryant has not scored from the field. All of his points at the free throw line, 6 of them. Shot clock down to 4. Backs his way in, finds Farmar.
Like he got away with
Murphy.
He looked like he got away with the walk there.
Yep.
Kobe Bryant may have walked before he made that pass.
Watson finds McRoberts. How does he end the quarter? I thought he was going to bank it in. But a terrific quarter for Josh McRoberts. His season high 10 points. He had 9 in the first off the Indiana bench. The Pacers end the quarter on a 15-12 run, and they lead the Lakers by 1 in Los Angeles. 28-27 Indiana. You're watching Pacers basketball on Fox Sports Indiana. Los Angeles tonight, former teammates Ron Artest and Danny Granger guarding each other. Troy Murphy busy early with a dunk. Pacers jumped out to the lead. Kobe Bryant and LA coming back behind the play of Andrew Bynum. But it was Josh McRoberts off the Pacers bench with 9 in the first quarter, and Indiana has a 28-27 lead as we start the second. When you look at McRoberts, as Jack Nicholson wearing the trademark sunglasses here, wearing his Lakers purple. But Josh McRoberts, his 22nd game tonight, he averages 10 minutes per game. He played 8 in the first quarter and scored 9 points. He's out there to start the second quarter. He's got Farmar guarding him. McRoberts couldn't get it to go in. Shannon Brown drives, puts it up off the glass and scores. And the Lakers back in front, 29-28. TJ Ford has come on to the Pacers lineup for the first time. Earl Watson went all 12 minutes of the first quarter, and Murphy bangs home a jumper.
Nice movement that time by the Indiana Pacers to get that ball hopping and players moving and cutting. And a nice mid-range jump shot for Murphy.
Gasol is the only Lakers starter on the floor as Shannon Brown fires the jumper, missed it. Odom got the rebound. Into Gasol. They're big guys, whether it's Bynum, Gasol, or Odom, just pass so well.
Skilled, highly skilled, and long and tall. I mean, Odom is 6'9", 6'10". Gasol is every bit of 7'1", and then Bynum is a 7'1" guy whose wingspan makes him more like 7'3". So they all pass and catch and move, and it puts a lot of pressure on your front line.
Adam Morrison is in, and Adam Morrison scores. The Lakers have injuries as well with Luke Walton and Sasha Vujacic, so just 11 healthy Lakers are able to play. We've not seen much of Adam Morrison this year. The one time, just a terrific scorer at Gonzaga.
Yeah, he has not played very much, but Phil Jackson electing to go with guys from his second unit to try to match up with the kind of lineup the Pacers have put out on the floor. And that time, TJ Ford just found smooth sailing to the goal.
First points for Ford off the Indiana bench. In fact, just 2 starters on the floor. Gasol for the Lakers and Murphy for the Pacers. Gasol with a left hand. 8 now for Pau Gasol. Andrew Bynum had 7 in the first quarter. In a quarter that featured Kobe Bryant with 6 points, all at the free throw line, 0 of 4 from the field. Odom called for the blocking foul against Murphy. His first. Indiana Members Credit Union proudly supports our community. If the Pacers win, IMCU will donate $100 to the Backpack Attack. Indiana Members Credit Union, keeping it simple. McRoberts sits down as Danny Granger comes back in. Granger with 1 of 5 threes for Indiana. Murphy trying to get another, and Morrison the rebound. Brown lost the ball but picked it up, fires it into Gasol. What should have been a loose ball and a Lakers turnover turns into points.
Yeah, if you don't get it, those guys are so good, the big guys, as we've talked about, Gasol, Bynum, Odom, at having their hands ready above the rim. Teammates just, oh man, what a sweet move by TJ Ford. He did not play in the first meeting in January, and already he's shown the Lakers what they missed, a guy who can get to that rim quickly.
7 of the last 10 games in double figures for TJ. 13.5 points per game, shooting 50% from the field. Brown takes Ford inside with a right hand. It spins out, rebound tip, and gotten by Murphy. Baseline is Dante Jones to an open Granger. Extra pass Dunleavy for another 3, and it's no good.
Boy, you like the spacing knowing the ball movement. A wide open 3 for a pretty good 3-point shooter.
Pacers are 5 of 11 from 3-point range, but 0 of 3 here in the second quarter. Farmar gets inside with a left hand. Had that quick first step against Dunleavy, and it's a 5-point Lakers lead. Granger comes off the screen, but Jones has it now. Here's Dunleavy again from 3-point range, and it's short. Pacers getting plenty of looks at the basket. They've already attempted 33 shots, Clark, and 12 of them from behind the arc.
Yeah, and they made 5 of 9 in that first quarter. But now the Lakers starting to find some offensive rhythm here. And I think Jim O'Brien is going to call a timeout.
And TJ Ford is going to bring it up the floor, and it will be a timeout. Adam Morrison playing just his 23rd game this season. Minutes have been limited. And off the bench, the Lakers bench has been good. Shannon Brown finds Gasol. LA by 7. A lot of joy, and he also is a big fella who can dunk it. That's dunk number 1 in New Orleans. AKA we call that the flex. Dunk number 2. It's called the fade. We saw that against Chicago on Saturday night. So tonight's Indiana Criminal Justice Institute text of the half. Which Roy Hibbert dunk celebration was better? Send your answer tonight to 432-432. Text IND1 to vote for the one in New Orleans, a.k.a. the flex. IND2 to vote for the one against the Bulls, a.k.a. the fade. Standard message and data rates apply. Text help for help and stop to stop. Roy has not had much joy tonight. He has not scored. He was in early first quarter foul trouble. Back in the starting lineup tonight for Jim O'Brien as the Pacers countered with a big lineup against this big Lakers team.
Exactly, and Roy got a couple of looks at the perimeter shot in his first stint of action tonight and didn't knock him down, so now he's back out there. See if he can get something going offensively. The Pacers bench has been productive. 18 points from McRoberts, Dunleavy, and Ford. One-on-one, no double teams.
Hibbert takes him inside with a right hand. He's too strong, and Bynum the rebound.
He got a good look, though.
Andrew Bynum, 22 years old in his 5th year, came right out of high school. Roy Hibbert, 23 years old in his 2nd year out of Georgetown, and
they just called him for his 3rd foul.
So his 3rd, it's the 1st against Indiana. And up off the bench is Dante Jones. So the Pacers will go small. Troy Murphy will move into the center position. He'll have to guard Bynum. Granger will slide over and guard Lamar Odom. And Dante Jones will guard Adam Morrison. Morrison off the bench has already scored a couple.
That was a tough call against Roy Hibbert. They got him for getting his knee into the backside of Andrew Bynum.
Shot clock at 2. Odom fires from 3. In and out, no good. Rush back on the floor, has the rebound. Lakers started the first quarter 0 of 7. They've started the second here 7 of 11 as TJ Ford again gets inside and scores.
I love seeing the Pacers be able to attack in transition. That means you've defended, rebounded, and gotten out into the open court. Nice job there by Rush to dig in and force the held ball, the jump ball situation. But one-on-one, blinding speed, tight handle, whirling dervish spin move, and Jordan Farmar has been put to rest on that one.
Brandon Rush Clark hit the first 2 field goals for Indiana. Both were 3s. That's a violation. It's on Danny Granger trying to step in and get it, but Rush hit the first 2 shots, both 3s, but since his game has been a tie up there, loose ball, we saw the terrific block shot.
And he did a pretty good job, I thought, on Kobe Bryant as well.
Bynum with a tough catch in the spin. He's got an advantage size-wise in against Murphy, but now Bynum has to get out and guard Murph and can't get it done.
So you would love to see Murph be able to start splashing those, because you're right, Bynum does not want to come outside of that paint area. Now ball pressure has to be applied to try to keep the Lakers from being able to get good passing angles into their big guys, because they have such an advantage inside with Murphy having to play Andrew Bynum.
Danny Granger's picked up the foul. That's his 2nd. Make it is at his first foul, and the 2nd team foul against Indiana. And at the line is Lamar Odom. Has not scored tonight. And Odom had 12 points, 14 rebounds, one of his 18 double-doubles this year. The last time these teams played at Conseco Fieldhouse back on January 27th. Odom gave the Lakers the lead for good, broke a tie with a 3-pointer at the buzzer, and the Lakers went on to roll, winning 118-96. 6-point Lakers lead.
Boy, Murphy got fouled. He got bumped all the way to the hoop. No call. Here come the Lakers right back at you.
Adam Morrison passed up the three. Now Farmar on the baseline. He throws it right to Granger.
Pacers should have numbers here if they push.
Granger takes it to the basket, spins, gives it to Murphy, scores, and a foul. Nice play. Nice pass from Granger to Troy Murphy. A chance now for a three-point play, as Murph now has 7 of his 9 here in the quarter, including a 3. Pacers within 4.
And the Indiana Pacers, and provided that needed extra energy off the bench. It's always tough to keep that momentum going that the first 5 started, but TJ Ford able to come in and do that. He's 3 of 3 right now from the field, 6 points for the Indiana Pacers. And he's always told us he keeps himself ready no matter what it looks like. If he's in the first 5 or the reserves, or maybe not played the game before and then finally gets back in the game, he says he doesn't really think too much about it. He just loves the game of basketball. Does not matter what his role is, as long as he is playing. He wants to go out there and make a difference for his team. He also knows the Pacers have never won in this building, the Staples Center, so he would love to be part of Indiana's first ever victory in this building, guys.
Pacers almost did it last year. We mentioned that throughout the first half, Stacy. 121-119. Lakers knocked off Danny Granger and the Pacers. Danny had 28 a year ago. He's coming off a 30-point game Saturday in the win against the Chicago Bulls. And Troy Murphy at the free throw line, trying to complete a 3-point play. 9 first-half points for Murphy. He averages 13.8 on the year. And it's 45-42 Lakers with 5:39 to play in the first half.
Phil Jackson has gone back to his starters now. So let's see how the Pacers are able to defend this group with only one front court player on the floor, and that's Troy Murphy.
Granger is now guarding Gasol. Rush guarding Kobe. Still has not hit a shot from the field. Now in his last 4 games, Kobe Bryant is 19 of 61 from the field. He's 0 for 5 tonight. TJ Ford on the baseline. His open jumper good. All 8 of his points here in the second, and it's a 1-point Lakers lead.
Boy, tremendous contribution from the bench tonight for Indiana.
It started with Josh McRoberts.
Yep.
He had 9 first quarter points and nothing that Murphy could do. 7 feet, spun, and nearly knocked out of bounds, but Bryant has it back the other way for the Lakers. Still looking to get on track from the field. He's got Brandon Rush defending him. Wide open, Gasol. (49-44) Lakers. And it's got to be different for Danny Granger, not used to guarding somebody like Gasol.
Well, you just saw 32-18 points in the paint in favor of the Lakers. In the meeting back in January, that number was 54-32 in favor of the Lakers. And again, without many big bodies, the Pacers have a tough time keeping Bynum and Gasol from scoring inside.
It is March, so catch the madness at Conseco Fieldhouse this month. Tickets for all Pacers home games are available now at Pacers.com. While you're there, check out special deals for group packages. All that and more only at Pacers.com. Philadelphia, Charlotte, Detroit, and Oklahoma City. Your chance to see Kevin Durant and that outstanding Thunder team right now looking to get into the playoffs in this very tough Western Conference. Speaking about Pacers.com, it may be late back in the East, but Conrad Brunner is blogging on Pacers.com.
It's not that late back home, only 11.
Yeah,
moving towards 11:30.
Fisher guarding Ford. Granger against Artest, takes him inside, and he walks. Second turnover of the quarter for Indiana. They have 4 here in the first half. The Lakers have 6. Los Angeles now shooting 50% from the field. The Pacers at 45. What's helped the Lakers? They're 11 of 11 at the free throw line. What's helped Indiana? They're 6 of 13 behind the arc.
Yep.
Bryant to the rim, has his first field goal. Seven-point Lakers lead, matches their largest lead. Indiana had a 5-point lead in the first quarter.
Pacers are a little stagnant here. They've got to get moving.
Murphy with a tough shot over Bynum.
It sure was. And he bailed out a stagnant offensive possession. Pacers can't have too many of those.
There's a turnover thrown away. It was intended for Bynum. Granger brings it up the floor.
Take him.
Bryant blocking the shot, but the foul was underneath. It's on Derek Fisher.
Good recognition that time by Danny Granger. He knew Derek Fisher had matched up with him and then went right to work, got him inside, and was able to draw the foul.
Granger at the free throw line for the first time tonight over the last 7 games. Again, all above 20 points, averaging 27 points per game. He is 46 of 50 from the line. This weekend is Arch Madness starting Friday. Fox Sports Indiana brings you the quarterfinal and semifinal games live from the Missouri Valley Conference basketball tournament. Play begins Friday at 1, then continues Saturday at 2:30. The Missouri Valley Conference tournament plays this weekend on Fox Sports Indiana.
I've had the privilege of covering that for CBS, and it's one of the more fun and well-run conference tournaments in the country, Chris. They do a terrific job with the MVC tournament in St. Louis.
Those conference schools really support their teams. They will pack that building. Here's a steal. Granger has it. And he left it short as Bryant fouled it. Just could not get it up over the rim. Would have had a chance for a three-point play. But again, they force a Laker turnover.
Well, good denial here. Danny just overplayed the pass and off to the races. And just undershot it after he got bumped. And you could see the frustration and disappointment on Danny's face as he missed that one. And then Kobe Bryant not too pleased with that turnover. Danny is bleeding a bit, so he'll have to. Looks like he's okay.
Well, much of this year, and especially since the calendar turned to 2010, the Pacers in the first half had constantly found themselves down by big margins. Not really been the case here tonight. They had an early 5-point lead in the first quarter as Josh McRoberts is back on the floor. He played a big role in that. He had 9 first-quarter points. And the Lakers' biggest lead has been just 7. So the Pacers at Staples Center hanging around, trying to get their first win in this building against the Lakers.
Well, you make a good point there, Chris. Hanging around, not allowing the Lakers to pull too far away from them. And it'll be important that they continue that here for the last 3 minutes of this half.
Fisher leaves it off for Gasol, right back to Fisher. Murphy grabs the Indiana rebound. Pacers have a chance to tie it or regain the lead. Halfway through the shot clock, Murphy. Sort of taunting Bynum out there, isn't he, Clark?
Yeah, well, he's close enough now where he needs to get rid of it.
And too many dribbles by Rush.
Yep.
Now behind the arc is Fisher. And there it is. Points off turnover. That has hurt the Pacers all year long. And you can't do it against the Lakers.
You really can't. Derek Fisher will make you pay. He's a 35% three-point shooter. And he seems to always make the big ones. Game-changing ones. Or game-deciding ones.
Now Ford. Shot clock down to 5. In trouble. Nice pass to Rush and missed it. Was underneath the basket, tried to alter his shot because Gasol was there and got it blocked by the rim. Bryant inside. Does not get it to go, but the foul is called against Indiana and T.J. Ford. So a timeout on the floor. Kobe Bryant and the Lakers have been challenged here in the first half, but Fisher a 3, and the Lakers have a second quarter 5-point lead. Members of the Indiana Pacers corporate sponsorship team are in attendance tonight here at Staples Center alongside a number of Pacer sponsors. Terry Tiernan and Janae Swan from Partnership Services are here, and many Pacer sponsors watching Indiana and the Lakers for the only visit this year. We were already in Los Angeles earlier this year. The Clippers knocked off Indiana, and the Pacers trying to win here for the first time against the Lakers. On the right is Janae Swan and her husband, Scott Swan. news anchor at WTHR Channel 13 in Indianapolis. Good to see both of them here for tonight's game with the Los Angeles Lakers. Earlier, our ICJI text of the half, which was the better Roy Hibbert dunk celebration this year, the New Orleans flex or the Chicago fade. And 56% of you say it's the fade. Now, I don't mind the Chicago fade. I just don't like fading the golf shot. I mean, maybe a power fade,
yeah, there you go.
But not a direct fade.
There you go. I like that. I
like
that.
to play the fade, not. I guess a fade's better than a slice, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's a matter of degrees. It's a matter of degrees.
Bryant hits the free throw. He is 7 of 7. 3 personal fouls for Hibbert. He has not scored. He started tonight in the first matchup in January. 21 points on 10 of 18 from the field off the bench for Indiana. Bryant and the Lakers have matched their largest lead. They lead by 7 at 56-49.
Well, the difference has been points in the paint. You knew the Pacers were going to have an uphill battle in that regard because of being so small and overmatched. And then also the free throw game, which has been a problem all season long for Indiana.
Ford gets the ball back, 3 to shoot. Granger's going to have to launch it. He does. It's too strong. Tipped out by Murphy. Rush hit 2 threes to start the game. Has been quiet since. He's got Odom on. Now all of a sudden that Lakers defense really playing well. Slapped away, 6 to shoot. Rush pulls up. Jumper good. I'll tell you what, you were surprised that they got one to go after that.
Yeah, it really was.
It was tough sledding.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't the smoothest of possession, but the right result was obtained.
Fisher again for 3. That's short.
Watch out, Murph! Watch out, Murph!
And Murphy grabs the rebound. 9 rebounds in the first half for Murphy. He's got 12 points. Trying for another 3. He does. Second of the night for Troy Murphy. He's got 15 and the Pacers within 2.
Well, for all things considered, Chris, they have executed the game plan quite well here in the first 24 minutes.
Now Artest tees up a 3. It's no good. The Pacers have the ball. The final shot. But it's a jump as Odom reaches in and ties up Brandon Rush. And Odom will have the size advantage. Whenever the Pacers play, get ready for the game with the Community Health Network Pacers Live pregame show with Stacey Page. 30 minutes before every Pacers game on Fox Sports Indiana. Tomorrow night, 9:30 Eastern at the Rose Garden in Portland. The Pacers and the Trailblazers. And Odom easily wins the tip, and now the Lakers play for the final shot.
Yeah, that was a bad bounce of the ball there because the Pacers were in position to get the last shot. Now they'll have to get the last stop. Kobe will probably look to do it himself.
Granger tips it away, and now Kobe's fouled out front with 4 and 2/10 seconds to play.
And it's the bonus. So of all things there, you didn't want that. Okay, you make one aggressive play, now you've got to back off. And Danny was out of position and grabbed it.
Well, the 2 scoring leaders, Bryant for the Lakers, Granger for the Pacers. Kobe is just 1 of 6 from the field for Los Angeles. Granger 1 of 7.
Well, Kobe has made up for his poor shooting from the floor by not missing a free throw.
Indiana has 4 and 2/10 seconds. Bryant perfect at the free throw line. 10 of 10. And the Lakers a 4-point lead at 58-54. Ford double team, and he stepped out of bounds. A good defensive play by the Lakers, challenging Ford over on the baseline, or on the sideline, as Dante Jones is going to come in and replace Josh McRoberts. McRoberts has 2 fouls. Hibbert has 3. Granger has 2. Bryant. Big shot after big shot. And Kobe Bryant, maybe in one of the worst slumps of his career, has won so many games over his career, so many this year. And look at that, Clark gets one to drop at the buzzer.
Are we surprised? I'm not, just a bit deflated.
Just his second field goal of the first half. The Pacers had it to a 2-point game, but 4 straight points by the Lakers take us to the half. Lakers 60, Pacers 54. Stacey Pates and Pacers at the half next on Fox Sports Indiana. So Clark Kellogg, I'm Kristen Ayer. The Pacers got a boost off the bench for Josh McRoberts, just his 22nd game of the year. He's averaging just a little under 10 minutes per game. Well, he got more than that in the first half. He played over 13 minutes. He had a 9-point first quarter.
Yeah, he was highly productive. I mean, we know he's always active, but sometimes he doesn't get a lot done in the scoring column. But tonight, he did. Got to the rim, ran the floor, got his hands on some loose balls. Earl Watson was terrific in finding not only McRoberts but other Pacers, but a very strong first quarter and first half for Josh McRoberts.
13:35 the time. He was 4 of 7 from the field. Our first half stats brought to you by Sharp Business Systems, the official document provider of halftime stats. Both teams shot better than 50% in the second quarter. The Lakers 50% for the half. Indiana 47%. Indiana 7 of 14 from three-point range. The Lakers countered at the free throw line. They were 15 of 15. Just a 4-rebound advantage for the Lakers, but a big advantage in the paint. They outscored Indiana 34-18 in the paint in the first half. It is time to check out tonight's leaders of the game, presented by the U.S. Marine Corps, the few, the proud, the Marines. Troy Murphy, 15 first half points, 6 of 10 from the field, 2 of 4 behind the arc. And for the Lakers, it was Kobe Bryant. He had 14, 2 of 7, 10 of 10. He hit the shot at the buzzer that gave the Lakers the 6-point halftime advantage. Lakers come in 28-5 here at home. They were 36-5 a year ago. This is their 34th home game. So after tonight, just 7 home games remaining in the regular season here at Staples Center, where they have won 2 straight and 4 of 6. They had 8 straight home wins after they lost to Cleveland here on Christmas Day. And during this last stretch of games, they have home losses to Boston and to Denver. For Danny Granger and the Pacers, they have lost 5 of 6 on the road, 7 and 23 on the road this year. And the real disappointment, Clark, has been at home. A year ago, the Pacers 25-16. Right now, through 29 games, already 16 losses and 13 wins. That's really been a factor.
Yeah, it has been a factor, but you look at the other dynamics and elements of what's transpired this season. Not fully healthy, and that impacts what you're able to get done both at home and on the road.
And the Pacers again with just 10 bodies tonight. The roster now down to 14. Released Travis Diener yesterday. As Granger comes off the screen, goes inside to Hibbert. Catch. And another look for Roy, and he'll get the foul on Bynum. Good work there by Roy, and I think out of the locker room, they made a concerted effort. We have to establish Hibbert.
Try to get him going, and then Roy has to stay out of the foul trouble. We got a couple of bad breaks in that first half on fouls. But it would certainly help the Pacers' cause if he can stay out on the floor and be a presence offensively for him.
75% free throw shooter, but Hibbert misses the first. 20 of the last 33 games, Roy in double figures, 31 times on the season. Did it 23 times last year as a rookie.
Boy, that hurts. You come right out of the locker room, you get opportunities at the line and don't convert.
Lakers led by as many as 7 in the first half, and they establish Bynum and the 4th foul on Hibbert.
Exactly. Exactly. Boy, terribly frustrating night and first 30 seconds for Roy Hibbert.
Tom Washington, Brian Forte, and Gary Zielinski are officials tonight. It's the first of 4 straight on the road for Indiana, 4 in 5 nights. Artest, his 3-point shot no good, offensive rebound. Now Bryant, top of the key, flying by his rush, and Kobe hits the shot. Let's see as the night goes on, and maybe as the season goes on, if that buzzer beater has lit a fire back under Kobe Bryant, at least from the field.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point, Chris. Sometimes you make a shot like that, and it can ignite a good stretch of shot making.
Well, he missed 5 straight games due to injury. Hadn't played in 18 days and hit a game winner in Memphis. Rush to the basket, flushes it home.
Yeah, miscommunication there defensively. Kobe Bryant was funneling Brandon Rush to the baseline, anticipating help, and it never showed up.
For just the 3rd time in the last 10 games, double figures now for Rush. He had a streak of 8 consecutive before that. He guards Kobe now. He wants it back. Bryant does. Now Artest gives it inside, stolen away by Watson. Here comes a 3-on-1, make it a 4-on-1 for the Pacers as Granger is fouled by Fisher.
Well, I think the Pacers fortunate here. You want to get a shot at the basket, 3-on-1. Earl decides to go through the legs there, and there's the bump. Clearly a foul. Initially, I thought Fisher had gotten all ball, but he got some arm and body as well.
Earl Watson had 9 first-half assists. He assisted on Indiana's first 7 field goals of the game.
And 9 of the first 11 did Earl Watson assist on.
Watson played his college basketball here in L.A. at UCLA. Grew up in Kansas City, but he really ended his high school career. He came out and lived with the family of Baron Davis. He and Baron Davis like brothers. Played against Baron Davis and the Clippers back earlier in the year. Here's Artest off the screen, cut off by Murphy. Pulls up, his jumper's off. He's been off all night, Ron Artest.
Well, he's always been a bit of a streaky perimeter shooter. That has not changed. Pacers have missed 3 or 4 free throws to start this quarter, Chris. And he'll afford those kind of missed opportunities if you're going to continue to stay tight to the Lakers.
Hibbert wants the ball. He's got Gasol with a right hand. Missed it. Roy got the rebound. Back up and in by Hibbert.
Good work, big fella.
First 2 points for Roy Hibbert. Did not score in the first half. Had 3 fouls. That limited him to just 4 minutes and 21 seconds. He started tonight as the Pacers went big. He's guarding Bynum. Bynum doesn't get the roll. Murphy has the rebound. That's number 10. A double-double for Troy, his 25th of the year. Here's Hibbert. Floats it up off the glass and good. A 7-0 run by Indiana. And it's a 1-point Lakers lead. Bryant gets around Rush and scores. 18 now for Kobe Bryant. 64-61 Lakers. Granger turns the corner. And he lost the ball. He was double teamed down low. Kobe. And that's the 5th on Roy. Roy Hibbert picks up his 5th foul. 3-point Lakers lead. And here's Jack Nicholson as he came back for the start of the 3rd quarter, giving some pointers to Jim O'Brien in his customary seat.
And the customary glasses as well, right?
4 seats down from where we're located here at the scorers table at Staples Center. And you see where Clark and I are. Again, it's just a different experience here because of who you see.
That's right. This is the land of the stars, the city of the stars. And they often are here in Staples Center when the Lakers show up.
Watson has it out front. Murphy looks inside. Hibbert's going to stay on the floor with 5 personal fouls.
Why not?
14 with Fisher, 6 to shoot, 4 to shoot. Offensive foul on Earl.
And that never looked good from the start. Roy didn't make his move aggressively enough or fast enough. And Earl Watson just picked up a technical because he didn't get the ball directly to the official after call for the offensive foul.
So a technical free throw for the Lakers. They've got a 4-point lead, 65-61. And Bryant, who just missed his first free throw, he has 19 points. Now make it 20.
Well, let's take a look at what happened here that drew the ire of Earl Watson. He thought that Fisher fouled him, before he gave him a shoulder and a bit of a forearm. And then when he got the ball from Fisher, he didn't give it directly to the official.
Artest into the lane, all the way there with a left-handed run. Artest. It's almost like they diagrammed that play to get Artest into this game offensively.
That might have been Ron just doing his own thing. You know, he can go on his own on occasion as well.
Granger hops into the lane and scores. Danny Granger has just his second field goal. He's 2 of 8. He's got 9. He had a first half 3. And it's 68-63. The Lakers by 5. Gasol takes it inside. He's fouled going to the rim by Murphy. It is before the shot, so not free throws for the Lakers. Pau Gasol played in his 3rd All-Star game in Dallas earlier in February as Artest, an All-Star with the Pacers a number of years ago. Now Bryant. Shot clock down to 3. Kobe tried to draw the foul on Rush, and that's tipped out of bounds by Hibbert. Kobe, talking to Tom Washington, thought he had done enough to draw the foul. I think Brandon did a pretty good job.
Brandon has done a really
ground.
good job all night long on Kobe Bryant. He's one of the elite scorers in the history of the game, and he does have his points, but Brandon has competed with him. That time he got beat inside, but for the most part, Brandon has done a pretty good job. It's just hard to keep number 24 down for extended periods. He's got so many ways to score the ball, and he's got such strength and competitive fire. He always rises up to a challenge.
You could say right now, Kobe's having an off night, Clark.
Oh, without question.
And he's got 22 points.
Yeah, but that's just the way it happens for scorers because, one, he's lived at the foul line tonight. And when scorers are not getting the ball to go in the basket from the floor, they're able to put points on the board from the foul line. By doing that at the end of the night, they get to their average or sometimes even surpass it. Release.
First second half point for Murphy. He was 1 of 1 from the free throw line in the first half. He's got 17.
Well, you like the fact, Chris, that the Pacers are hanging around. Now, can they get a couple of stops and conversions to even get tighter or maybe take a lead?
Roberts is in, and he lost Bynum, and Bynum went to the rim and dunked it.
Well, that's not a case so much of him losing Bynum as Bynum eclipsing him. He is so wide. I mean, you forget how wide Bynum is when you don't see him on a regular basis in person. I mean, he is not a thin guy.
Kobe stop and go, and Murphy knew that he was beaten and that Kobe was going right to the rim, and Troy picks up another foul. It is the 3rd on Murphy and the 4th against the Pacers here in the 3rd quarter. Nearing the halfway mark of quarter number 3, the Lakers have a 7-point lead. They've led by as many as 8. Fisher for 3, and the Lakers lead by 10. All 3 field goals for Derek Fisher behind the 3-point arc.
Well, they compressed the defense with penetration and the threat of throwing that ball inside so much. It starts to wear you down, Chris, when you can't really match that size and power up front.
Shot clock down to 4. Murphy takes it inside, runs into Bynum. Bynum rolls around the rim. Troy kept it alive, but Gasol has the Lakers rebound. Alley-oop, Bynum, just right there at the rim. It didn't even look like he jumped.
You didn't have to. I mean, when you've got a wingspan like his and you're 7'2", you don't have to elevate much. In transition, Ron Artest knows that if I get it near the rim, Andrew Bynum will make it an assist for him.
Brought to you by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. By Meijer. Online all the time. Meijer has it. Shop for more at Meijer.com. And by the United States Air Force. Experience more at airforce.com. Staples Center, the home of the Los Angeles Lakers, the defending NBA champs. and a 15-4 run by LA, and they lead the Pacers 77-65. Los Angeles started 0 of 7 tonight, and since they're shooting 61%. Kobe Bryant was a part of that. He started 0 for 4. He has hit 5 of his last 7, coming off the second worst shooting night of his career. The Lakers won on Sunday here. He had 14, just 3 of 17 from the field, but he was 8 of 8 at the free throw line. Over the last 5 games, Kobe Bryant against the Pacers has averaged better than 30 points per game.
Well, the Lakers starting to wear the Pacers down with that huge size advantage. Getting the ball inside. Kobe Bryant being more assertive.
Oh, nice pass, Granger to McRoberts, who's in double figures and has a season-high 11.
Well, that sure was a nice find and a pretty good catch and finish by Josh McRoberts. Now, can the Pacers find a bit of a surge here the rest of the way in this quarter to give themselves something positive to hang on to going into the fourth?
And Artest hits the jump shot. 6 points for Artest, coming off a 17-point game against the Nuggets on Sunday. He picked up the slack, and now he steals the ball from Granger.
He had 6 of those in that game against Denver.
And McRoberts challenged Kobe. Bryant wanted to dunk it, but McRoberts was right there. He picks up the foul, but no fear in that young guy.
There sure isn't, and there shouldn't be. Here's Artest picking the pocket of Granger, and then Kobe. He doesn't elevate like that as often as he used to, but he still showed you a little bounceability there and a good hard challenge by Josh McRoberts.
Yeah, the MVP chant starting here at the Staples Center, where Kobe Bryant a couple of years ago, his first MVP. Last year he got the title, his 4th, did not win the MVP as LeBron James of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Stacey Pates asked me in Pacers Live pregame presented by Community Health Network if this guy is the MVP, and I said I really think it comes down to maybe who has the better regular season record at the end of the year. It's going to be LeBron or Kobe.
I think you're exactly right. LeBron has been fabulous. I mean, he has been some kind of special. You take a look at the numbers he's put up and the success the Cavs have had.
Catch the madness at Conseco Fieldhouse this month. Yes, it is March. Tickets for all Pacers home games available now at Pacers.com. While you're there, check out special deals for group packages. All that and more only at Pacers.com. Philadelphia a week from tonight. 2 weeks from tonight, Charlotte, then Detroit, and Oklahoma City. So a lot of opportunity to see the Pacers at Conseco Fieldhouse during the month of March. Watson, his three-point shot short. He has hit 1 tonight for Indiana. The Pacers 7 of 15 now. That's their first attempt of the second half. Bryant for 3. And Gasol tips it out of bounds. 14-point lead by the Lakers is their largest. They're 45 and 15. Currently a game and a half behind Cleveland for the best record in the NBA.
Actually, that's more than a game and a half because they swept that season series against the Cavs. So it might be difficult for the Lakers to catch Cleveland.
And Artest has heated up here in the second half. He's got 9. And it's a 17-point Lakers lead.
Well, he's shooting just under 40% from the three-point line and has made more threes than anybody else on the Lakers squad. So, although streaky as a perimeter shooter, he's actually knocked them down pretty good from the three-point line.
That was his 84th of the year. That's a blocked shot. And a 24-second shot clock violation. Kobe Bryant thought the Lakers had possession of the ball and we're in transition.
Well, we'll take another look at it. Denial by Bynum. Can't quite tell if, in fact, the Lakers did have it before the clock expired or not.
Well, this game really a carbon copy of what we saw in Indianapolis in January. It was a 3-point Lakers lead at the half that night, and they outscored Indiana 33-22 in the third quarter, would eventually win by 24. Now, Clark, they have a 17-point third quarter lead.
Well, they're just so overpowering. And when they do that,
And now the steal on the inbounds, and Fisher trying for 3 more.
When they knock down perimeter shots, they're hard to deal with because they can spray them from a lot of different places and people.
Here's a backdoor pass, and Rush has 2 more for Indiana. Didn't it seem, or doesn't it seem like just seconds ago was a 4-point game?
It was. It certainly appeared that way, but again, knocking down timely threes and being able to get that ball inside and get to the foul line, you can put a lot of points on the board in a hurry, and the Pacers just haven't been able to answer offensively.
They throw the alley-oop to Bynum. McRoberts challenges, but whistled for his 4th foul. The Pacers in foul trouble with the bigs. And right now, Kobe Bryant and the Lakers having their way, an 18-point Staples Center lead. He's going to win an Oscar. And this year, the host, Alec Baldwin, and Steve Martin, thanks to our stage manager. He knows all.
Oh, he does. Yes, he's well-versed.
We always love coming here and working with him. Penny Marshall. We've already seen Jack Nicholson. He was sharing some of his basketball insight with our head coach, Jim O'Brien. It's time for the McAllister's Deli Choose Any 2 text of the game. This week, instead of focusing on basketball, we're using our McAllister's text poll for a little learning. So with that in mind, here's tonight's question. Los Angeles is the 2nd largest city in the United States. Based on the most recent population estimate in 2007, what is the population of LA? Send your response to 432-432. Text Pacers 1 to vote for 2.8 million. Pacers 2 for 3.8 million. Pacers 3 to vote for 4.8 million. I feel like we're playing Jeopardy here. Standard message and data rate supply. Text help for help and stop to stop. Kobe Bryant takes a seat, 24 points.
Well, what we're seeing here, Chris, is what we saw in the game back in January, as you alluded to earlier. You know, in that first half, the Pacers played a pretty sound first half. As a matter of fact, if it was a volume knob and you could go from 0 to 10, the Pacers were playing at about 8. The Lakers were playing probably at about 4. So they had a lot more room to get better than the Pacers did, and a lot more ability to sustain a higher level of play.
Oh, look at that move by McRoberts, a career-high 13-point night for Josh.
Well, I'd give him a 10 on the volume meter based on what he's been able to do here tonight, but it may very well not be enough because of the Lakers' overall strength. And there's Ron Artest, who started to find his comfort zone at the offensive end here now.
9 of his 11 in the 3rd quarter, tipped out right to Dante. And Jones has it for Indiana, playing with Dunleavy, McRoberts, Granger, and Watson. Pull-up jumper by Jones is no good, and Bynum grabs another rebound. He's got 7. Gasol leads the Lakers with 13. And Shannon Brown from downtown. 41st of the year for Brown, who was in the NBA slam dunk competition. Dunleavy in the lane short, and Brown has the Lakers rebound. Farmar gets around Watson, a wild shot, and that's a loose ball foul over the top. That's a foul on Bynum. The Pacers had cut it to 1 early in this quarter, 62-61. They had scored 7 straight points, Clark, after the Lakers had taken their largest lead at 8. And since, they have outscored Indiana 31-10.
That's what they can do to you. They've got so many weapons and such balance offensively, and the Pacers have no real counter for that, particularly without Roy Hibbert being able to be on the floor. Shannon Brown may have jammed his thumb there.
He was also after the basketball, and it was about 6 rows deep in the end zone.
Yeah, he jammed his thumb, or perhaps worse, he's still trying to work through it.
Lakers have Brown and Farmar on the floor. Reserve backcourt. Watson short, and Bynum another rebound. Dante Jones giving Brown some room, even though he just hit the 3. Here UCLA guards are working against each other. There's another three from Shannon Brown. Shannon Brown in his 4th season played for Tom Izzo at Michigan State, and if you can say he's had a rebirth in his NBA career, it's come with the defending NBA champ Lakers.
Without question. And it happens that way sometimes for guys to find themselves, what their niche is, what their role can be, who they are as players. And it took a little time for Shannon, but he certainly has found a home here. He's an excellent defender, has really improved his perimeter shot, and he's an athletic finisher.
And there's Artest again, stole it from Granger, and now Farmar dunks it. 98-71. It's a 27-point lead. Watson loses the ball, gets it back, 2 seconds to play. Odom at the buzzer. And you see why the Lakers are the defending champs. They outscore Indiana 38-17 in the 3rd quarter. They hit 14 of 21 from the field and 5 of 8 from three-point range. 98-71 Lakers. 4th quarter next on Fox Sports Indiana. Indiana has never won when they're playing against the purple and gold, and it's going to be tough here as we start quarter number 4. Indiana had a 1-point lead after 1, outscored 33-26 in the 2nd, 38-17 in the 3rd. And Jack Nicholson's Lakers lead at 98-71 as we head to the 4th quarter. And of the 38 points, Clark, Artest and Bryant big in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, they combined for 19 of those, Chris. Bryant got a couple of baskets to go and got to the line a little bit. Artest was really good at both ends of the floor, came up with a couple of steals in addition to his 9 points in that quarter.
They were 1 point shy of a season high for a quarter as Farmar hits the jump shot, and they've hit 100. They are 31-3 this year when the Lakers score 100 or more points, and they're comfortably ahead now by 29. Dunleavy top of the key. His 3 is off. And the Lakers have the basketball. After tonight, they head east for 3 games on the road. Thursday in Miami, Friday in Charlotte, then Sunday an NBA Finals rematch from a year ago against Dwight Howard and the Orlando Magic. TJ Ford is in as Farmar hits again. Well, after that slow start, it's been
full throttle
on fire for the Lakers.
Full throttle. They've got the ability to turn it on like that as Dante Jones gets a foul line jumper to go. What you like to see from the Pacers here is just some fight. Disregard the score and just play against the game.
Gasol misses. Dunleavy has the rebound. And again, early on in the 3rd quarter, it was a 1-point game at 62-61. Ford spins and throws it out of bounds. TJ Ford very effective in the 1st half. He played all 12 minutes of the 2nd quarter. Came off the Pacers bench and had 8, 4 of 5 from the field. Earl Watson 10 assists tonight. He had 9 of those in the 1st half. And Clark, a real issue also in quarter number 3 as Indiana fell behind. 7 turnovers. The Lakers had just 1.
Well, the defense picked up. Ron Artest was in the middle of a number of those turnovers.
Hibbert with a jump hook.
Like that. Good job by Roy Hibbert there. You wonder how long Kobe Bryant will remain out there with this comfortable margin for the Lakers.
Bryant guarded by Rush. Tries to get him in the air. Now ducks underneath with the left hand, and Hibbert pulls it off the rim.
Oh, a pretty move that time. Kobe thought he had it down.
Jones back the other way. Dunleavy got the rebound. And Dante to the rim over Odom. Again, as you look at what Rush has done, and again, we could say Kobe has 24 points. He's had to work for that. Most of those points at the free throw line. Rush has done a pretty commendable job.
Oh, there's no question about it. I mean, you isolate a look at how Rush has been in his stance, and he's competed and tried to make it tough for Bryant. I mean, that's one of the greatest scorers of all time, so you're not going to shut him completely down.
Bryant has it, shoots the three, and that's off. Boy, Gasol got away. He just shoved Dunleavy. And then is fouled by Dante Jones. Jones commits the foul. We've got a timeout. 8:54 to play. Quarter number 4 in L.A. Jordan Farmar hits the jumper here in the quarter. They lead by 28.
105-77, a look at Kobe Bryant. Of course, he is synonymous with the LA Lakers, and Pau Gasol also wants to be synonymous with this organization. Kobe Bryant, a big fan of Pau Gasol, saying he knows exactly how important he is to this organization. They've already won a title together, and they feel they can do it again this season. Of Pau, Kobe Bryant says, you know what, he does a lot of those things that makes this team better. Some things that he does opponents may not be prepared for, and other people may not necessarily notice. His leadership, his ability to let Kobe also just be Kobe. That is so important. They get each other. There's no conflict in personality. They know what makes each other work. That fact also enables this team to know what it takes to get titles. And by the way, Phil Jackson says Pau Gasol, likely one of the most underrated players in the league.
Stacey, the other thing that this Lakers organization has been able to do over the last couple of years is have very little change. The only roster change for Phil Jackson is the addition of Ron Artest. Trevor Ariza signed as a free agent in Houston, and the Lakers the Lakers wanted Artest. And Mitch Kupchak, you know, years ago, Kobe Bryant had said, you know, I need some help. I need help. Well, Mitch Kupchak has been able to get him help. They stole Pau Gasol from Memphis, and now they've added Ron Artest to continue to make runs to help Kobe win multiple championships.
Well, when you look at the constitution of this team, the makeup of this squad, they've got the core pieces in place. Kobe, Gasol, now Ron Artest there. Bynum is young and continuing to develop. So, and these guys, the key guys, are either young or really in the prime to middle prime of their career. So there's no reason that we won't see the Lakers being competitive as far as having a chance to win championships for the foreseeable future, barring injury.
And DJ Benga checks in, 6th year, 7-footer out of Congo. Speaks 5 languages, added to the Lakers roster late last year, has played in Dallas and Golden State. Undrafted back in 2004. And so he is on. Pau Gasol sits. We won't see Kobe again, as it's Farmar, Brown, Adam Morrison, Benga, and Lamar Odom. Luke Walton is out with a pinched nerve in his back. Sasha Vujacic is out with a sprained right shoulder. A.J. Price is waiting to check in for Indiana as Ford takes it inside. And Jones' jumper is good. All 6 points in the 4th quarter for Dante Jones. He had 17 Saturday night in Indiana's 10-point win against the Chicago Bulls. We are going to see 4 of the top teams in the Western Conference on this road trip tomorrow night at the Rose Garden in Portland against the Trailblazers, currently with the 8th slot in the West as Benga scores.
Got to get a rise out of this crowd. That's something you didn't see in his package a couple of years ago. But when you hang around and get good coaching and work on your game, you can add things.
And Hibbert hits the jump shot. 8 second-half points for Roy Hibbert. He started the game, Clark, by missing 2 of those jump shots and then got in early foul trouble. Just 4 first-half minutes. He had 3 fouls in the first 24 minutes. Now Brown cuts through the lane. Hibbert there, and Brown has it roll off. Benga tips it out. Ford has it. Jones up and under, gets the roll. Still over 6 minutes to play here at Staples Center. Now Vega, does he have that in the package?
Yes, he does.
Shannon Brown with the assist. The 29-year-old has a couple of field goals here in the quarter. Now he guards Hibbert. Farmer comes over to help on the double team. And that's an over and back violation. And that gives us time to see A.J. Price check in. Brandon Rush heads to the bench. 12 points tonight for Rush. And for Price, the rookie out of Connecticut, 7 points per game, acquitted himself very well in about a 20-game stretch, Clark, when he backed up Earl Watson at the point.
He sure did. Showed that he's going to be a solid player in this league as he continues to work and develop and gain experience. Nice job that time by Dante Jones to come from behind and force a turnover there. I think we've got a timeout.
Yep, timeout on the floor. 5:54 to play. We count it down here at Staples Center. The Pacers, the first of 4 straight on the road. And the Lakers have a big lead, 111-83 on Fox Sports Indiana. 6 after 2. And in fact, it was a 1-point game early on in the third at 62-61. We're in Los Angeles, the first of 4 stops on this trip that will find us in Portland, Denver, and Phoenix. Our McAllisters choose any 2 texts to the game. Text your answer to 432-432. If you can get one in here before we give you the right answer, 47% of you think that the population, according to 2007 statistics, is 4.8 million. The correct answer is 3.8 million. Los Angeles, number 2, ahead of Chicago, Houston, and Philadelphia. New York, 8.2 million. Dunleavy, Hibbert, Price, Dante Jones, and T.J. Ford. We had some time to spend with Slick Leonard before the game. Of course, he and Mark Boyle on radio, as always, on the Conseco Radio Network. And Slick started his career in Minneapolis with the Lakers, and he and Jerry West played the very first Lakers game here in Los Angeles.
Back in 1960, it was 50 years ago. Boy, and he said time has continued to march by at a fast pace. And you and I are both starting to experience that as we are what I would call in the third quarter of our lives, early in the third.
Well,
actually late in the third.
That is Jerry West. Of course, he is the,
the logo
of the NBA. We had an interesting conversation with Slick, and you're right. Slick mentioned, he said he's in overtime.
Yeah, right. He said, because he divided it up into 18-year segments. So the first quarter, 1 through 18, then the second quarter at 36, and obviously Slick is north of 72. So he said he's enjoying overtime.
Yeah,
it's always great to see him.
We're somewhere in the third quarter.
Yeah, we're in the third quarter. We're late third quarter. You and I are late third quarter. So a lot of good days ahead, hopefully.
Morrison leaves it short. Got the rebound, blocked by Dunleavy, and Price has the basketball for Indiana. Speaking of Lakers, now he didn't do this in a Lakers uniform, but he is well known as a Los Angeles Laker. Today is the 48-year anniversary of Wilt Chamberlain scoring 100 points.
He did that in Hershey, Pennsylvania. And there's Slick. Get a look at Slick. Always great to see him. And when you do have a chance to visit and talk with him, he's always got some nuggets and pearls of wisdom, tons of stories, and he loved all over the NBA. I mean, you can't go anywhere on our travels without somebody asking about or looking for Slick.
He had a lot of boom babies in the first half.
Yeah, he did.
7 of 14 from three-point range.
You know, I teased him before we talked before the game and said it's a little late back home. Are you going to be able to handle it? And I implied that if we could get enough boom babies, that would keep him energized. But you could see from that look at Slick that he's very much alert and engaged and talking about what's going on here for the next 4 minutes. All Lakers it's been since about the 8-minute mark of the third quarter.
Second three of the quarter for Jordan Farmar. He has 19. Here's Shannon Brown leading the break to a cutting Benga. DJ Benga has 6, and a roar from this Lakers crowd, and it's 116-87 LA. They scored 118 against the Pacers back in January for a 22-point win. Pacers go low, and Hibbert has 10. All in the second half for Roy. Well, long gone are the Lakers starters. Fisher, Gasol, Bynum, Bryant, and Artest. Former Pacer Josh Powell is out there. He's underneath the basket wearing number 21. Jones the rebound. The Pacers again with just 10 players here in Los Angeles. They'll be joined by a pair of players tomorrow night. Luther Head for personal reasons with family in Chicago. Solomon Jones a 1-game disciplinary suspension. And Travis Diener waived yesterday. We might see him tomorrow at the Rose Garden. There was speculation that he'll be signed by the Portland Trail Blazers. And Josh Powell, the former Pacer, commits the foul. We'll go to the timeout. Probably our final of the night. 2:54 to play in LA. It's all Lakers on Fox Sports Indiana. 91, all Lakers here in the fourth quarter at Staples Center. 2:54 to play. The starters for both teams are long gone, and that includes Danny Granger with just a 9-point game tonight. And that's only his third single-digit game of the year. He had had a long string of well over 100 games over the last couple of years of double-figure games, and that ended previously. Tomorrow night, the Pacers and the Portland Trail Blazers, the second of 4 straight on the road, will be at the Rose Garden. Always a terrific place to visit. Community Health Network, Pacers Live pregame starts at 9:30. Clark and I will have the call at 10, and Clark will slip away, and I'll be joined by Quinn Buckner on Friday and Saturday. Friday against the Denver Nuggets, Carmelo Anthony and Chauncey Billups. And then who do you get on the last trip? You get Amari Stoudemire and Steve Nash. This is about as tough a stretch of 4 straight games as you could have. Without question. Without question. And you've got to be playing at a really high level to have a chance to compete with those kinds of teams. For about 27, 28 minutes, the Pacers did so until the Lakers went to another gear. This guy was a big factor for the Pacers in the first half. Josh McRoberts, as A.J. Price gets a look at a 3. McRoberts keeps it alive, gets the rebound, and puts it in. That's what we've seen all night long from Josh McRoberts. A career-high 15 points. We sure have. Tremendous activity for Josh. He's 7 of 11 from the field. And you take every opportunity as a young developing player. Any game action you can get. It's time well spent and invested. As long as you approach it the right way, and Josh has done that. Josh, 9 of his points in the first quarter as Indiana led the Lakers 28-27. Dante Jones has come off the Pacers bench to score 12 fourth-quarter points. He had not scored since. 118-95, big Lakers lead. Final 140, steal. And Dante Jones is going to hammer it home. 3 of his last 4 games in double figures for Dante. 31 times this year. Morrison setting his feet for 3. And Benga the offensive rebound. Morrison gets a second try. And Frank Vogel wisely got out of the way as DJ Benga does the hop step over the bench. That was pretty impressive agility. Look at the big guy. A bounce, a double bounce. He did a triple jump. He did a triple jump. 1, 2, 3. And then he bounced over again. He actually did a quadruple jump as Roy Hibbert does a single jump for a basket there. All of Roy's points in the second half. He's got 12. Jones has all 14 of his in the second half and inside the final minute. And the outcome really the same, Clark, of game 1 and game 2. The Pacers play close for a first half and into the third quarter. Then Kobe Bryant and the Lakers take over.
Well, just too many weapons. Too much power up front. Too much high-octane offense on the edges. I mean, just a far superior team. And if you don't catch them when they're very much subpar and you're playing close to perfect, this is the result.
The Lakers will move to 46-15, 29-5 at home, and they've got 3 straight on the road coming up at Miami, at Charlotte, and at Orlando, as Morrison scores his 3rd field goal, and they continue with full court pressure. And TJ Ford is just going to dribble out the clock, and it's a 122-99 final for the Lakers. The Pacers hung tight, but after Indiana got within 1 at 62-61, the Lakers outscored Indiana 60-38. Again, the final 122-99. The Pacers back in action tomorrow night when they visit the Portland Trail Blazers. Coverage on Fox Sports Indiana begins at 9:30. For Stacey Pates and Clark Kellogg, I'm Chris Canary. Please stick around. A complete recap of tonight's action is coming up on Pacers Live postgame, and it all starts right now. 122-99, the Lakers beat the Indiana Pacers. With Clark Kellogg, I'm Chris Canary. This is Pacers Live postgame. Let's send it courtside to Stacey Pates.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. Andrew Bynum just getting himself in order here. Andrew, first of all, you don't need a box score to recognize the difference between the first and second halves. What do you think the difference was?
We were ultra aggressive on the offensive side of the ball. Hibbert kept getting fouled, so we had an advantage on the inside, and we just kept attacking.
As coaches review this game film, what do you think y'all are going to be practicing tomorrow?
That will be what?
What do you think you'll be looking at tomorrow?
I think we're going to move forward to look at the old Miami film because they did some things to kind of try to stop us, and then we got a long flight ahead of us.
What are some things, as you take note of this team, what is it about the Lakers that make you guys a championship caliber organization?
The fact that we're so deep. We got a lot of talent. Everybody's able to come in and give you something on the offensive and defensive side of the basketball.
Let's talk about you individually. In what ways have you elevated the level of your game this season?
All I'm trying to do is get down the court, post up deep, and just go right to the stuff I practice every day. Little jump hooks in the lane, left and right hand. Defensively, trying to get as many rebounds as I can.
Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a short commercial break. Please stay right where you are. We've got Pacers Live postgame coming at you right after this commercial break. Back to LA right after this.